Great morning, guys. It is a Monday morning, and I just wanted to hop on here real quick because I had some things on my mind. And one of the things that I was thinking about, and this isn't going to be necessarily business building tips per se, but one of the things that I was thinking about this morning is where my life was about 15 years ago. And I just kind of just reflected on just did some self-reflection on things that I used to worry about, things that stressed me out. Lord have mercy, having five kids and they're all grown now. But 15 years ago, all of them weren't so grown. And I was in a marriage, and who knows, all the different things that was going on in my life. But I just kind of reflected on it. And of course, had gratitude and gratefulness. But the thing that I was also thinking about, like how serious those things seemed to me, and how when some things started changing, how my life just seemed to be like, falling apart. And it's really true. That everything that happens to you is to promote you. A wonderful friend, and she's really like family. I'm Wanda Webb. Many of you that are watching this video know who I'm talking about. And she always says that, everything that happens to me is to promote me. And it's absolutely true because, like I said before, when I think back to what I was stressing about 15 years ago when I was in my 40s, Lord have mercy. And just think about this. When my husband walked out the door after 25 years of marriage, I thought my life was over. And you know that saying, when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. Well, honey, everything was sour, okay, in my mind at that point. But it really did. Like if that hadn't happened, if I hadn't gone through that, I wouldn't have experienced the amazing things that I've experienced since then. Like, no shade to him or anybody like that, but it's just like my life was pretty great before in a lot of ways. Don't get me wrong, having these beautiful children and doing the things that we were doing and things like that. But when that happened and different things open up for me, I mean, guys, think about this. After going through all of that, okay, with my husband leaving, 25 years of marriage, right? And I know that there are women that and men, I've been blessed to speak to people all around the world about this very subject. And, I used to just get blown away. I still get blown away. How people will come and share their story with me about what they're going through, how they're going through it, how they're dealing with it. Men, women, black, white, young, old, doesn't matter. As I've shared this story over the years, people have just really, been open enough to let me know their situations that they're going through too. And how, they're getting through it. And like I said before, that if I hadn't gone through that, like I would have never gone to some amazing places around the world. And the best part about that is that, I've been blessed to be able to do that with my children. Like, we've traveled around the country, we've traveled around the world, but those things would not have happened. You know why? Because I promise you, without a doubt, if I would have still been married in with that marriage, and I'm not saying married in general, I'm just talking about in that marriage with the issues and challenges and things that we had, there's no way, there's absolutely 100% no way would I have gone into a business that was going to allow me to travel all around the world. None, nada, wouldn't have happened. I still would have been working a job for someone else. I probably would have had a little something on the side, just because that's me. I'm always going to have a little something on the side. But I would not, 100% would not have just dove into it with everything and focused and built, a six-figure income and, having these experiences. There's no way. So I'm saying all this to say, you might be going through something right now. You might be going through something that's so heartbreaking and gut wrenching. And it might seem like, how are you going to get through it? How are you going to live another day? How are you going to, I remember thinking when I was going through that situation, it was so painful. And I was thinking, man, it's like a death to a certain extent, guys. It was like a piece of me just felt like it had died. And it felt like, and I kept thinking in my head, I was like, how am I going to function? What am I going to do when I run into this man? When I see him living life, enjoying life. Like, I'm just being straight up with y'all. These are the thoughts that were in my head. How am I going to, like the old Tony Braxton song, how am I going to breathe again, girl? Oh my God. I'm like, girl, I'm acting like I'm talking to my girlfriend on here. But honeys, let me tell you, every sad song, I felt like they wrote it directly for me at that time. Now, this is, maybe 12 years ago now, something like that, 8, 9, I don't even know how many years ago it's been. But during that time, I was just like, oh my God, and it was how I experienced it. So back then it was like, oh my God, oh my God. But now I can hardly even say that without having a smile on my face. But now, it's like, oh my God, like, thank you so much, because I would not have had these doors that opened up for me after that. I would not have had these experiences that I've had. Now, I'm not against marriage, so please don't don't take that. I'm not against marriage. I'm open to getting married again. Not right now, but I'm just saying, I'm open to getting married again. So I love the institution of marriage, but I'm just saying that when I was going through that at the time, I could not see how I was going to be able to function, and it's funny when I think about it, because when you're in the middle of it, and I don't mean to, if you're going through something like this, it's going to be hard for you to find the joy right now in your life. It's going to be hard for you to find, the silver lining at the edge of the cloud, as they say. It's going to be hard for you to be able to make some lemonade out of the lemons right now, because everything right now just feels, I remember having this pain in my chest, y'all, like this, my heart hurt so bad that I kept going to my doctor and I kept having her check. And finally she was like, there is nothing physically wrong with your heart. It's just heartache. And I was like, no, the pain is right here. Like, if I could open up my chest, I felt like I could grab that pain and squeeze it. And she said, I understand what you're saying, but there's nothing physically wrong with you. You're just experiencing a heartache. And I thought, oh my God, like, seriously? What I'm going through is physically hurting me so bad. But honeys, like I said, afterwards, after I went through all that and gone through all that and got through that, like, the world literally opened up to me. The world literally will open up to you. There are going to be so many incredible opportunities that are going to come your way. And it may not be that you're going through a marriage, so that's not what I'm saying. But maybe there's something happening in your job. Maybe you're losing the job that you love. Maybe you're being downsized or outsourced, or maybe you're going through some challenging times with your children. Lord knows I've gone through some challenging times with my children, okay? Bless them all, love them all. But we've gone through some stuff, right? And honestly, every single one of us have come out on top, have come through those challenges and have learned from those challenges. So honestly, guys, I wouldn't trade any of that for anything. If I had it to do over again, in order to have the experiences that I've had since going through some of those tough times, guess what? I would do it again, because I wouldn't want to miss out on the experiences that came out after that. So I hope y'all are feeling me on this, because like I said, this is just random off the top of my head. Just wanted to really share with you that whatever you're going through right now, I promise you, if you go through it, what's on the other side is going to be so much sweeter, so much greater, so much more beautiful that you can't even imagine right now. You cannot even imagine right now, but you just got to give yourself permission. You got to give yourself permission to go through what you're experiencing right now. You got to give yourself permission to be okay with the fact that you will get over it. You got to give yourself permission to forgive, because the forgiveness is for you. It's not for them. It's for you. Because you can't hold on to that. You can't progress when you're holding on to that. You can't move forward, okay? Windshield versus rear view mirror, okay, for a reason. Rear view mirror is smaller than the windshield, because you cannot move forward if you're constantly looking back. You will do what? Can you imagine driving down the street and you're constantly turning back, looking in the rear view mirror? Do you know that you will crash and burn in seconds? In seconds, trying to do that. So Keep that focus in your life. Keep moving forward. Know that everything that does happen to you is really here to promote you. Again, quoting one of my favorite people on planet Earth, Miss Wanda Webb. Guys, like I said, I just wanted to share that with you all. Now, I've got to get to work. It is Monday morning, and this is just a fantastic time. Fantastic time to be alive. It's a fantastic time to experience all that we're experiencing, and it's just a fantastic time to just completely rewrite your life. Again, I think I said it in another video, or maybe I was talking to some people, I don't know, but don't wait for the calendar or for somebody to tell you when it's new year, when it's a new year. Don't wait for the calendar to say, oh, I'll start over at the top of the month. Don't wait. Your new year, your new moment, your new day starts right now. Even in the midst of all the heartache that you may be experiencing right now, even in the midst of the difficult times that you're experiencing right now, you can decide how you want to respond to it. You can decide what you want to make of it. You can decide how it's going to affect you. And trust me when I say nothing, hear me when I say this, nothing or no one is worth your sanity and your peace of mind. So you go get your sanity back if you need to. You go get your peace of mind. You dance around the room, yell, scream. If you need to throw something, okay? Just, repair the damage to the wall. Just make sure nobody's in the way so you don't do any physical harm to anybody. You may want to, but don't do it. You gotta be higher. What is that Michelle Obama said? When they go high, when they go low, we go high. You want to do that. You want to keep that in your back pocket, that when stuff happens to you that tries to pull you down, you want to step up and get higher. You want to step up. You want to be like that mule. What's this story about the mule that was thrown into a well? And I think the story goes where, it was a farmer or something, and the mule was, the farmer felt like the mule was no good, just no more use to him. Just he got everything he could out of this mule, and he just tossed the mule literally in the well, a deep well. And the mule started hollering or braying, if you will. Well, the farmer didn't want anybody to hear the mule. So he was like, okay, I got to shut this mule up. So he started digging, dirt, and he started dumping it down in the well. And as he's taking his shovel and he's dumping it, right? And he's just throwing it down there because he wants to bury this mule alive. Can you imagine that? And some of you have situations that you probably feel like you're just being buried. You probably feel like somebody or people are just dumping on you, and you're just like, oh my God, well, this is what this farmer was doing to this mule. And so what he didn't know was that every time the farmer threw dirt down in the well, guess what the mule did? He shook it off because the dirt was falling on his back, right? And he shook it off. And he used it to step up on. And so when the farmer threw more dirt down in there, he shook it off on him again, and he stepped up on that pile of dirt. And he kept doing it, and kept doing it, and kept doing it, and kept doing it. He kept shaking it off. No matter what was dumped on him, he kept shaking it off. And he used it to step up. And before you know it, guess where he was at? He was at the top of that well, and he stood up on all that dirt that farmer tried to dump on him. And he walked on out of that well, and he went and got his life. So that's what I'm telling you. Walk up out of your well and go get your life. Peace. Have a wonderful day.